Got some words of wisdom here for you. Here's one. I haven't heard this one before. This is new. It is, give a man a fish, he will eat for a day. Now, you know where this is going, right? But if you give a man a puffer fish, he will eat for the rest of his life. Think about that one. That reminds me of the other one. If you build a man on fire, he'll be warm for a while. But if you set a man on fire, he'll be warm for the rest of his life. You know? That's cute. Anyway, here's one. A man who worked for the post office, whose job was to process all the mail that had illegible addresses. Right? One day, a letter came addressed in shaky handwriting to God with no actual address. And he thought, he should open it and see what it's about. And the letter read, Dear God, I'm an 83-year-old widow living on a very small pension. Yesterday, someone stole my purse and had $100 in it, which was all the money I had until my next pension payment. Next Sunday's Christmas, and I invited my 2 friends over for dinner. Without that money, I have nothing to buy food with. I have no family to turn to. You're my only hope. Can you please help me? Sincerely, Edna. Well, the post worker was absolutely touched by this. It was just heartbreaking. So he showed the letter to all the co-workers, each one of them dig into his or her wallet and came up with a few dollars. And by the time they made the rounds, they collected $96, which they put into an envelope and sent to the woman. All right, the rest of the day, all the co-workers felt wonderful, thinking of Edna and the dinner she was able to share with her friends. Christmas came and went. A few days later, another letter came in from the same old lady to God. All the workers gathered around while the letter was open, and it read, Dear God, how can I ever thank you enough for what you did for me? Because of your gift, I was able to fix a glorious dinner for all my friends. We had a very nice day. I told my friends about your wonderful gift. By the way, $4 was missing. I think it was those bastards at the post office. Sincerely, Edna. Okay, here's one. What is the difference between a hippie girl and a Muslim girl? Hippie girl and a Muslim girl. Hippie girl gets stoned before she has sex. Okay. Now, here's one about 2 American tourists backpacking in Europe. I remember this funny thing back in the Bush days when I heard this rumor that American backpackers going through Europe would sew Canadian flags onto their backpacks while touring through Europe, so they don't have to put up with people yelling at them for being American, because, you know, America was not so popular back in those days. And I'm thinking, what are they doing today? Probably sewing the flag of Mexico on their backpacks. Anyway, 2 American tourists are backpacking in Europe, and a car pulls up next to them, and the driver rolls down his window, and he asks, and he's German, he asks in German, where's the nearest diner? Well, the 2 Americans, they don't know any German. They just stare blankly at the driver, right? And they say in English, sorry, but we have no idea what you're saying. And the driver tried again in French. No luck. He tried again, blank stares. So getting frustrated, the guy tries again in Italian and in Spanish, and each time receiving nothing but absolute blank stares from the Americans. Finally, the German cursed under his breath, and he drives away, and he's angry. And the first American said to his friend, maybe we should learn a second language. And the guy says, listen, that guy knew 4 languages. It didn't help him any. Here's one guy. He came up to me and says, my girlfriend broke up with me all because I stole her wheelchair, but I know one day she's going to come crawling back to me. And she's going to say, where's my damn wheelchair, you son of a bitch? All right. Here's one. I haven't seen this joke in a very, very long time. It's practically new to me because it's so unfamiliar. But anyway, right? This guy is speeding down the road, right? And he notices a cop with a radar gun sitting on top of a bridge, right? Well, he got caught. He gets pulled over, right? And the cop comes up to him and says, "What's the hurry?" And the guy says, "I'm late for work." "Oh, yeah," said the cop. "What do you do?" And the guy says, "I'm a rectum stretcher." Cop goes, "What? A rectum stretcher? What does a rectum stretcher do?" The guy explains. He says, "Listen, I start with 1 finger, then I work my way up to 2 fingers, then 3, then 4, then I get my whole hand in there. When I work it enough, I can get both hands in there, and finally I stretch it out until it's about 6 feet wide." The cop says, "What the hell do you do with a 6-foot asshole?" The guy says, "Well, you give him a radar gun, you park him on top of the bridge." All right, here's a short clip from a script I was reading the other day. Where the woman says, "You've been cheating on me again, haven't you?" And the man said, "This bullshit again. You sound just like my wife." All right, here's one. Two chimps are sitting around a laboratory one day, and the younger chimp asks the older one, "What are they doing here?" And the older chimp explains, "They're doing a study on conditioned reflexes." And the younger chimp is confused, and he says, "What the hell is a conditioned reflex?" The older chimp says, "When I press this red button, some idiot in a white lab coat will open that door and give us both some bananas." Conditioning the humans, you see. Yeah. Don't have a lot of jokes left. We might be finishing a bit early, but we'll just continue on. Let's see
I
what
want
we
to
have
do
here.
that poem for Logan. I forgot.
Oh, you know what? Why don't you get up here and do it right now, then? Let's get WyNott
I'm
back
just gonna
up
do it
here.
right where I'm sitting here.
Okay, you do it there.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a poem that Logan found. It's really cute.
All right.
There's been a murder. A woman was killed, found in a bathtub, partially filled. A pair of policemen went into the house and questioned the poor woman's spouse. He'd just come home from working all night and found her like that. A terrible sight. The younger policeman looked on with dismay. He'd never forget that terrible day. He saw the young woman from behind the door and empty milk cartons all over the floor, scattered strawberry slices of fruit and spoonfuls of sugar and honey to boot. Who could have done this terrible thing? His voice had a horrified, pitiful ring. "Well, just look at the clues," replied Sergeant Miller. "It looks like the work of a serial killer."
No!
I thought it was adorable. Just